Watkins Glen, the original layout of the permanent road course from 1956 to 1970, and raced here by prototype sports cars of the World Sportscar Championship and Can-Am Challenge Series. There are a number of differences to the modern layout. The start-finish line is now the straight between turns 1 and 2. The S's, much narrower. The long straight heads straight into the loop with no bus stop chicane. The chicane shown here was used mainly for SCCA sports car events. And here, after the loop, a long straight leading into what would be called the Big Bend. And the last turn of the original layout, the 90, is much tighter than what today is turn 1. On the front row, driving McLaren M1Bs in the 1967 Sports Car Grand Prix at Watkins Glen, number 39 Ludwig Heimrath and number 45 Sam Posey. Driving Lola T70 Mark II Spiders in the Sports Car Grand Prix in 1966 and 67, number 29 Bob Buckner and number 6 Mark Donohue. Driving Ferrari 312 PBs, number 3 Ronnie Peterson and Tim Schenken, and number 2 Jackie Ickx and Mario Andretti, racing in the 1971 6 Hours at the Glen. Driving Lola T70 Mark III's, number 2 Joe Bonnier, racing in the 1969 Can-Am at Watkins Glen in the coupe version of this car, and number 6 Chuck Parsons, racing in the 21st Annual Sports Car Grand Prix. Driving Porsche 917Ks in the number 1 car, Joe Sifford and Brian Redman, raced in the 1970 and 71 6 Hours at the Glen, and number 2 car, Pedro Rodriguez and Leo Kanunen raced in the 1970 6 Hours at the Glen, and the number 2 car also Derek Bell and Richard Atwood raced in the 1971 6 Hours at the Glen. Driving Ferrari 512 S's in the number 23 Mario Andretti and number 6 Jackie Ickx, both raced at the 1970 Can-Am and 6 Hours at the Glen. And the cars to beat, the Lola T60, driven by number 1 Jackie Stewart and number 61 Ren Whistle, both driving the 1971 Can-Am. And starting at the back of the grid, I'll be driving a T70 Mark III in a last to first challenge. AI set to 100%, 50% aggression, mechanical damage at 100%, track grip at 98%. I'm driving the default setup. Let's get racing. Okay, so this is a recreation of the original layout of Watkins Glen by Sergio Lora of F3 Classic Tracks. And as you can see, this version of Watkins Glen is much narrower than the modern version. It's quite bumpy. Now I know this tracking comes with 2 meshes. It's the I believe the default which I'm running is the bumpier version. You can swap out for the smoother track version. So yeah, this is quite bumpy for these cars. Quite a bit to handle here. And the curbs you see right along the left-hand side there, you don't want to touch them. That is certain death. Whoa, that's looks like number 6 Jackie Ickx got bumped there. So he's off. That's one of the Ferrari F12 S's off. That was Whistle's T260 right in front that took him out. Oh, and there we go. That looks like the number 2 of Jackie Ickx Andretti's Ferrari 312 PB. They were off. They got pushed off, it looks like, by the number 2 917K. Tire's still a bit cold. Looks like this is going to come in Taking up contact. Came up, gave me a nice little side sweep there. Dirty, dirty. Oh, another Ferrari off there. Let's see who that was. Oh, another. That's a T260 of Jackie Stewart. Looks like he just, I don't think he got bumped. I think he just collected the wall by himself. All right, so whistle passed. This is a Ferrari 512S, and I'll take a pass here. That's number 23, Mario Andretti. And I don't think I'm going to take a chance here. I've got, whistles off, late braking. Took himself out, so that's both two T260s that are out. And that's the main competition to try to win this race. So they took themselves out. Okay, settle down. I'll break myself there. So, yeah, we're starting lap 4. This is the furthest I've got. I've been practicing this race at least 20 times, and I haven't got past lap 2. The cars are pretty crazy around here. So I'm used to mostly just trying to race this on cold tires up to this point. So it's kind of nice that we've gotten this far into the race. Hopefully this one is it. Now that we're all spread out, try to keep it clean. Took so many tries just to get past lap 2 here. And lap 4, I don't want to blow it by making a stupid mistake. This track is so narrow, and those curbs, you don't have any margin of error here. You really have to take it nice and gentle. Okay, so catching up to the cars in front. Now, passing is really tricky here, but the only opportunity here is on this front straight. I'm going to have to tuck in closer on the next lap. Porsche making a nice pass on number 2. That's Jackie X Mario Andretti's Ferrari 312 PV. I thought that was the car that got pushed off by the Porsche at the beginning of the race, so maybe that was a different car. Whoa, little brake check there. Alright, so let's try to get it on here. I'm going to try to hold it. Okay, I think we've got the pass secured. Just trying to get up alongside me. But no, pulling away. Alright, so there's another position. Just need to catch up to the Porsche in front, and that purple car, that's another Lola T70 Mark III. So we started with the reverse grid based on the best times, historical best lap times. that these drivers did in their respective races. This orange McLaren is driven by Ludwig Imrath, and we're going to make a nice clean pass. I really haven't got my braking points settled down for that loop. I was so used to driving on cold tires. That is so lucky I got away with that. I have touched that outside curb a few times already, and it's been certain death, so I am so lucky to get away with that one. Lost a bit of ground with that mistake. Catch back up. I'm not I lost track of how many cars have either passed or have taken themselves out or others out. So I see 4 cars up ahead. We've got a Porsche 917 right in front of us, a Lola T70 Mark III in front of him, and just trying to see what else. Maybe there are 2 cars up front there. Ooh, thank you, boys. That looked like the number 1, Joseph and Brad Redmond, their Porsche 917, pushed number 6, Chuck Parsons. And I'll take those positions. Okay, so I believe these are the last 2 positions. This is a T70 Mark II Spider, number 6, driven by Mark Donahue. And nope. I won't take that position. I'm very nervous about taking any chances at this point. I'm just so happy to be this far into the race after trying so many times that I'm going to be pretty cautious. I just don't trust these robot drivers. See what I mean? See what I mean? They are pretty aggressive sometimes, especially on this narrow track. I just get very nervous getting alongside them. So I think I'll stick with trying to do a pass on the front straight. And there's just a little bit slow there in that turn 1, or through the S's here. But this gives me a good opportunity for a run, and that should be good. Alright, so that just leaves this McLaren M1B in front of me. That's the Sam Posey car. I don't know if I want to run here, but I really don't want to take any chances. I think I'm just going to let him go. Oof. Oh, no contact. No contact. I've gotten away with no contact except in that, was it the first or second lap at T70. This is T70 sideswiped me, and there, good. Alright, so if I keep it clean for the rest of the lap here, that should do it. And just bring it on home. And that's it. Last to first. Thanks for watching. Links in the description for this fantastic track. Sergio Lola. F3 classic tracks put together. Also links for the cars. And other resources used for this demonstration. Thank you.